Today we're talking about colophons and limitations and things like that, which are generally pretty straightforward sorts of things, but they're also some place where there's a bit of a pitfall too. The word colophon comes from the Greek. It's summit or the pinnacle or the finishing touch sort of thing. And early in books, when you opened up an old book, and this is one from the 1400s, you'll notice there is no title page. But the printer and the publisher went to the rear of the book, sort of like having a piece of ceramic or pottery or something. And they put their information, humbly, at the end of the book. And in this case, we see that Gabriel de Pietro published this book in 1478. And that's where he gave his information. In the 19th and 20th century, people resumed using the colophon. In this case, what they used, and this is something from the Peter Popper press in the mid-20th century, they would give a limitation. In this case, it's 1,950 copies. And they give a little bit about what the printing was done and that sort of thing. This is a plaid-bound collection of Robert Burns' poetry. It's a pretty little book and warrants having a little bit of the printing information with us. It also began to be used by publishers to denote special things. And in the 1930s, for example, George Macy began something called the Limited Editions Club. And in this case, he put the colophon at the rear. He married great literature with good illustrations, good book design, that sort of thing. And at the rear, he gives us all of that information, plus the signature of the artist. And he tells us that there were 1,500 copies of this done, and he gives a number, what this is in that print run. Eventually, the colophon migrated in many cases to the front of the book. Here's a case of a Robert Frost book, The Mask of Mercy, and it was done in an edition of 751 copies. And again, you've seen that he signed it and he numbered it, all of which is pretty straightforward and lets you know something about the limitation of books and gives you an indication of rarity, scarcity, and obviously in some cases there's signatures too. There have been other companies, in this case the Franklin Company, that gave us limited editions. In this case it's a copy of Old Man in the Sea, but the limitation doesn't have any number on it or any of that kind of thing. Basically what this limitation is, and many other companies did the same thing, it's limited to the number of people who ask for it. So it's kind of a different bailiwick, and it's something just to be careful of. Usually things like this don't have nearly the kind of value that the special limited with signatures or numbers, those kinds of things have. Whatever the case, as you come to your colophon, your end of the book, I hope that there's a new one just around the corner too.